Hello and welcome to ILTV's Israel Daily. I'm Aaron Porras, and coming up in today's newscast, the average Palestinian's caught between a rock and a hard place, with Hamas and Fatah escalating their fight for control. Meantime, Prime Minister Minister Bennett landing in the Gulf for a historic visit to the United Arab Emirates. And finally, Miss Universe 2021 coming to a close, the tough competition crowning its latest champion Monday morning in Eilat. To begin tonight, part one of the municipal Palestinian elections coming to a close. And with a massive 65% voter turnout, some 400,000 people casting their ballots, reportedly ending with a small boost for Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas's Fatah party. Fatah said to have won 123 out of 162 uncontested council lists. Still, there's much more to do, with many more localities yet to even cast their vote. Here to discuss is founder and director of Palestinian Media Watch, Itamar Marcus. Itamar, thank you so much for joining us again. Now, first off, can you explain a little bit about the logistics of how the elections have been divided between now and March of 2022? And more importantly, why was this done? Because separation of elections, as I understand it, separation of election dates, rather, as I understand it, is contrary to Palestinian Authority election law.
Well, in general, the Palestinian Authority democracy, as everyone knows, is in shambles. And a little bit of history is important to understand there. In 2005, Abbas was elected chairman or president. In 2006, they had legislative elections, and Hamas won both in the West Bank and Gaza Strip and had a majority. They had 74 out of 132 seats. In 2007, Hamas mounted more power, couldn't get it, and then they had a civil war. And since then, there have been no legislative elections and no election for prime minister. Now, what happened to make these elections such a shambles, really, is that in May, they were supposed to have legislative elections.
Right.
And Abbas, sensing that he was going to lose, canceled the elections. Because of that, Hamas didn't even officially run in these elections. Now, therefore, it's very hard to tell who really won in these elections, because 70% of the people who won were running on independent lists. So both Hamas and Fatah are claiming that they won. Now, even if a majority are actually Fatah leaders, it's in any case indicative of how Fatah is in serious, serious trouble. Because when Fatah, in its heyday, people would be proud to run on a Fatah list. What's happening now is that even Fatah supporters ran on independent lists because they didn't want to run on the Fatah list. So that's an indication. In fact, that's why Fatah was doing so poorly in the polls before the last elections that didn't happen in May. I'm sorry, in the May elections. Fatah was doing so poorly because Fatah had split into three separate parties. Mm-hmm. So I think these elections show that Fatah is still in shambles as an organization. They couldn't even get their own people to run on their own list, so that even if they have a majority, it's a very precarious situation for them.
And does the fact that the vote is divided also affect the outcome of the results? Wouldn't the results of the vote yesterday influence the decisions of the vote in March?
Absolutely, and everything that's done by the Palestinian Authority, by Mahmoud Abbas, is only done for his own political gain. And if he felt this was necessary, it's because he seems to get some advantage of this. It could be, who knows, maybe they'll cancel the next municipal elections if he sees that he really is losing. Again, it's very difficult to say what exactly he's trying to gain by this, but absolutely every decision that is made in the name of democracy is all really done to promote the Palestinian Authority and Fatah.
All right. Well, it's been reported also. We talked a little bit about some of the people who ran in these elections. So it's been reported that the independent, tribal, and family-oriented lists took some 71% of the vote. What can you tell me about these winners, the demographics they represent, and how that fits into the socio-political, ideological makeup of the Palestinian Authority?
Well, I think it's something that is very important for us to look at. I've spoken to many Palestinians who are sick of the Palestinian Authority They're sick of Hamas. They're sick of Fatah.